Hey guys, so let's talk about last night's episode of The Following because wow, it was kind of a game changer. You know, that is one of the things that I really love about the show is the fact that from week to week, there's not really a blueprint for what's gonna happen, you know? You watch certain shows and you know, A, B, C, and D are gonna happen, but not with this show, you know? I feel like there really is no kind of formula here. From week to week, you never know what's gonna happen. People die and things change, and this week was definitely that kind of week. So let's talk about some of my favorite moments and some of the cringe-worthiest moments of this episode. First of all, let us talk about the madness of Mark and Luke. And remember last week that Ryan killed Giselle, right? And Luke was kind of devastated by that. You get that the two of them, Luke and Giselle, had this relationship that was maybe bubbling beneath the surface that never really went anywhere. And now, of course, that she's dead, it really isn't going anywhere. And so he was devastated. But this week, you guys, I was kind of freaked out when Mark comes to Luke's bedroom door and knocks on the door, and we see Luke answer the door kind of like in his underwear and it's kind of like, oh, I've got company, blah, blah, blah. And he has got this woman's dead body in the bed with him and she's naked and he's like talking to her because you can hear this conversation happening as Mark approaches the door. It was just crazy because you get that this man was basically in bed having a conversation with a dead person and doing God only knows what else to this woman's body. Back at the house before Lily realizes that Giselle is dead, you know, her and Joe are, you know, reveling in the afterglow of their crazy lovemaking when she tells Joe what her plan is. So we get that she's got this whole kind of family fantasy, you know, she's got her two crazy boys and she's the mama and she's looking for a crazy daddy to basically join the gang. And she's got a plane standing by to take them all to Venezuela where she'll paint and Joe will write and they'll just be happy, happy, happy. Except for the fact that Joe doesn't really want to go and he starts to get this creepy kind of fatal attraction vibe from her, which based on her behavior wouldn't be that far of a stretch. I mean, yeah, Lily Gray was totally playing the fatal attraction card in this episode. I mean, when Joe even hints at the fact that he might possibly not want to go, she ends up drugging him and you get that her plan is to put him on the plane and just take him anyway. So after weeks of me calling Ryan an idiot, he finally listened to me and he finally calls for some help. He calls Mike and Mike comes, but he comes alone. I must admit, you guys, at first I was a little kind of like, why is Mike not telling anyone else where he's going? You know, when Ryan calls him, it's like, hey, bring everyone. And so when Mike shows up with just himself, it's kind of like, I don't know that I trust you, Mike. I don't know. But Mike has got this whole sob story about the fact that he feels like there's a mole within the FBI, which is why he decided to come on his own. And so Mike, Ryan, and Max form their own little operation. They actually do pretty good. They end up catching Luke at one point, and they try to trade him for Joe Carroll, which of course doesn't work in their favor. In the end though, Ryan does get to see Joe, you know, like face to face, so he can officially say, I have seen Joe Carroll, he is alive, I am not a crazy person. Unlike Mike, who was off his rocker in this episode, you guys, I think we just started to realize that if Ryan is off kind of on the edge a little bit, Mike is all the way over and then some. At one point when he's chasing down Lily Gray and Mark, Luke comes in and the two of them struggle and he just like beats the crap out of this guy. I feel like we kind of got a glimpse behind the mask with Mike and we get that he's been putting on this face the whole time, but yeah, he's crazy. He's pretty crazy himself too. I was a little nervous at first, right? Because not only did Mike like beat Luke, but he actually shot him twice in the chest. And I was really scared because I thought he was going to be dead because I don't want him to be dead because I love the crazy twins. I want to see more of them. But it sounds like he's not dead yet. He is on death's door and he's off at a hospital somewhere. So I'm hoping he's going to recover. So at this point, we get that Joe and Emma and Mandy have gone one way and Lily and Mark are trying to kind of regroup and figure out what they're going to do. Let us talk about Mandy really quick, you guys, because I just felt like she sowed the seeds of dissension in this episode. You know, she was the one who tipped off Lily Gray to the fact that possibly Joe didn't want to go to Venezuela. And she was playing this whole kind of coy sweet girl routine, and I'm just not fully buying it. I really do think that there's something more to Mandy, so I will be excited to kind of see what that is. Yeah, you guys, I just thought it was another kind of crazy episode. I mean, next week we are just headed in a completely different direction, and it's like this show just kind of flipped the switch and off we go to chase after some crazy people, and I can't wait to see what comes next. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me what you thought about this week's episode down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.